Alright, welcome to part 3 for New Player's Guide to GBF. Okay, so right now you're about 3 weeks to 1 month into the game. You're rank 120. Congrats, you finally made it. You're rank 120. You have unlocked Omega 2 raids, alright, which are these raids right here. Right, these 6 raids. And you probably unlock this one as well. Yeah. Same as always, host these every day, and especially right now, if there's like extra drops, right? What extra drops mean is that other than the red chest and the gold chest, you will get a purple chest as well, which is a chance to drop all of these as well. Except probably maybe the 2.5 doesn't drop, I'm not sure. But everything else drops in the purple chest, so let's get lucky, man. Um, yeah, so you're 3 weeks into the game. You still feel weak as hell. You feel super weak and you feel like giving up. But hang in there, my bro. Hang in there. Alright? The only raid that you can solo is probably this one. Right? And solo it yourself. Don't give up. Alright, don't give up, my friend. Don't give up. Takes time. Once you start hosting these Magna2 raids, your grid is one step closer to being completed, alright? All of these weapons, alright? All of these weapons, keep clicking on Earth because it's right up, are also Magna weapons, but they are classed under a different series. So they are Regalia Weapons, they're Magna2, right? Magna2 weapons. See? Regalia Weapons. Alright, so these weapons are also Omega weapons. They will be boosted by that Omega summon you so painstakingly grinded and farmed for the past few weeks. Alright, they are boosted as well. So you want to get these. Um, I'm just going to run through what you want to get from the Magna2 rates, right? For fire, you probably want to get the sword. Sword, this one. And then this is the Magna 2.5. Very rare. If you happen to get it, congrats. You still need 4 of these. As always, every weapon you need 4 copies to uncap them to 3 star. Same. The other weapons are not really used as of now. Right, and then you get the Shiva Omega weapon. Anima, sorry. So this is a gold face Omega Anima. It's rarer than the normal one. But you can trade for these with quartz, so still. Okay, so for water, you will use this harp. Alright? This is very important for the grid. And this for full auto stuff, alright? Um Earth you have an assortment actually. You can use the axe. You can use this. Katana. And this is sometimes used for one-turn kills. Alright? This is Magna 2.5, so it's rarer than most. For wind you need this. This is really important because it gives you crit and stamina. Alright? Stamina is like the higher HP you have, the more attack you get increased by. Is that a good explanation? I guess so. And then this is for harder rates, right? For HP and stuff. More HP, better. Less chance to die. Okay, Magna 2.5. Very rare. The Magna 1 stuff also drops. They normally come from gold chests. So just host all of them, alright? For Metatron, it's a special case because for light, you just probably only want to use swords because they give a very nice boost. This is used for content where you for short content. Let's put it that way. Okay, you need a lot of these. The same as the short swords as well. Okay, but this is 2.5, so it's rare. Takes time. Don't rush. And then for dark, you're gonna use this a lot. Okay, this is for charge attack. This is a CA. Really nice. Good weapon. Gives HP as well. And then this is your Magna 2.5, right? Very rare as well. You will use this in your grid. Okay, so basically you unlocked Magna 2. You're like, yes, I've unlocked it. What do I do now? I farm this the same way I've been doing for the previous raids that I've been grinding every single day, that I've been hosting. Again, I do not recommend you go and try and join other people's raids for this because you are probably not strong enough. Okay? You're not strong enough, so you're just gonna host it, get your guaranteed red chest, alright? Guaranteed red chest, which has a chance to drop the weapons and all that. When you are strong enough, right, is at the point where you can get a blue chest, which is about 400,000 honor. Alright, 400,000 honor is about the damage you do to the boss, is about 40 million damage, I guess, in as fast a time as you need to before the raid dies. Okay, so I don't recommend you going for the blue box, but if you can, do it of course. It's an extra chance for drops. Why not? If you can, alright? If you have a good characters and all that, you might be able to at this stage, but I highly doubt it. But as you go along, you'll be able to, don't worry about it. Alright, so important, host every single day, every single raid, extra drops, you get stuff from purple crates, the purple chests as well. Just do it, man. Especially those raids that have extra drops during Magna Fest, right? Like right now, right? So just do it. And then at this point, you are probably strong enough. You have a very decent Magna 1 grid with all the Magna 1 weapons by now, I hope. And then you will start to dip into your side story stash, alright? Side story stash. At this point, you should be able to clear the missions and the quests in the side stories, except a certain few which are really hard, I guess. This one's really hard. This one's really hard. This one is okay. Some are more difficult than the others. Alright, you can look through the GBF wiki, gbf.wiki. Look through the side stories, because these side stories, they give you SSR characters as well. I say like the Love Life side story, right? So you can get the characters from here. Like I said, some of my first SSR characters were the free ones. So let's say, like this is from the side story. It's a free character. My very first one that I got from a side story. This is free. You can get it from side stories as well. So you want to farm those. And the best thing about side stories is you get crystals, right? So everything that you clear, you get trophies, you get crystals and stuff, right? So this will be the mission that you're gonna do. I recommend you doing it during MagFest where it's half AP, so it's cheaper. It doesn't ruin your AP half elixir stash when you uh, recover your AP with half elixirs. Farm that, and then you can farm half elixirs and summon tickets from side stories. Every side story will give you 3 summon tickets, which are these things. Right, premium draw tickets. You can get 3 from every side story. So if you need to spark, spark is 300 pulls on the same banner. 300 pulls, and then you can like choose any character in the banner, alright? 300 cerulean sparks for the item of your choice. So it's a lot of summons, right? It's a lot of summons. So normally people save up their crystals and their summon tickets and spark. Don't you can YOLO. I mean, why not? But highly suggested to save your stuff to spark, so you can choose a specific unit. You can check out the tier list on gbf.wiki. You can go to the Discord channels, ask around what's the best unit to spark for you. In your case, will be different from anybody else. Uh, yeah, okay. I'm not gonna dive into that. I don't think I want to dive into characters and stuff. So basically farm the M2 grids, the M2 weapons, and then as you go along in the story, you will unlock malice raids, right? See chapter 66, chapter 77, chapter 128, and all that. Once you clear the main story, you will be able to host these, and you will be able to join these. And some of the weapons from these malice raids are useful, right? But not mandatory for your grid. It's a nice thing to have. It's not a must-have at the current point in time for you. In the future, yes, definitely, but not in the current point in time. But it's a good thing to, if you have time, join raids like these. Because malice raids, they do not have blue box. That means you don't need to do a set amount of honors to farm. You can just go in, tap it, and hope all the god like other players can kill it for you. Alright? And just hope for your lucky chance at your gold chest for the weapon that you need. Okay? I'm gonna go into it briefly. Tiamat Malice, you wanna get Majestas. Leviathan, you want this dagger, Chris of Hypnos. Phronesis, both are pretty nice, I guess, usable. But this is probably the main prize, Dark Crasher. It's for future use in your grid. It's not for Magna grid, alright? And then you have Luminaire. This is probably what's important, Columba, for your water grid. It's a charge attack weapon. Pretty good, even at 0 star. Alright, decently usable. I used it back then when I was a newbie. Usable. And then this is for light. It's not very good, but usable. Okay. And then the last one, probably the most important weapon for your dark grid is this one right now. Agonize. I'm not gonna explain why. You can just go and read up and stuff. Or I might go into it in another video. Alright. I mean, it's all luck. If you have time, just spam them, join them. Join, tap it, summon, use a summon, or, auto attack, whatever. Because you have weekly missions, right? So you have start raid battles, you have join raid battles. Why not use your time to clear these? And at the end of the day, you can get crystals as well after you clear all the weekly missions. I made a boo-boo. Alright, so if you have pinbot missions, right? You want to try and clear all of them so that you can get the SSR character weapon. It's a free SSR character. Why not? Try and clear all of them. It should have been in my first video, but I missed it out. I'm sorry. And then just host it every day, man. Especially during festival dates, MacFest. And then if you're starting during anniversary, good choice, first of all. Yeah, just take your time and grind, farm it out. Make sure you join a crew, so if there's Guild War, you're able to get some rewards and stuff, because Guild War is really important in the scale of the game. It gives you very important rewards that you need. I don't expect you to be able to join a competitive crew. If you're able to find a crew to accept you, and carry you a little bit, why not? Because your crew members will be able to see the rates that you request backup in, most of all, alright? And when you join your crew mates rates, you get extra pendants as well. So you see crew bonus, right? The point is, you just gotta keep farming, you gotta keep going on. You probably reach the threshold of being decent enough after your grid is almost there, you know. Um, I'm using mostly all Magna grids still at this moment because I don't have plans to go into primal and gacha weapons and stuff. So I can show you a brief of every element's full auto grid. Uh, this is you've seen this in the previous video, this is my full auto grid for light. Right, you try and get the skill levels as high as possible at whatever uncap you can. And then water, this is my full auto team. This is what I'm using. These are dragon weapons. You will not be able to unlock them until you are rank 150 or 151. I can't remember. 151, I think. So 151 rank, and then you're able to unlock the 6 dragon raids. Then you can get this weapon, which is pretty nice for water, right? And then we have fire. Fire is a special case because you're gonna use a lot of the olden primal weapons, the ancient Ekisex. It's theoretically better, which is why I mentioned in my previous videos, buy these from the shop, right, with your pendants. I'm gonna use a lot of those. So this is my 4 auto grid. Alright. And then Earth is a special case. This is my 4 auto grid as well. You wanna use... Okay, this is called a Highlander Grid. Why is it a Highlander Grid? A Highlander Grid is called a Highlander. If you watch the TV show back in many years ago, the tagline of the show is there can only be one, right? So you have one of every weapon. You can't have the same weapon in the same grid. Because for Earth, you eventually will go for the Evoker, which is Kame. This guy right here, which you get from Arcarum, farming and grinding. Just personal experience, it took me a really long time to get my first Evoker because first I was stuck without Arcarum tickets. I didn't unlock Sandbox until very late because I was lazy. So it took a lot of time. Anyways, story short, this guy boosts your Earth allies, whatever, okay, attack, defense, damage cap when all equipped weapons are different. So you want to work towards a grid in Earth where all the weapons are different, so that you can use this guy in your backline, alright, as a substitute when sub-ally, right? So there's a boost. So you want to work towards that. If you're not able to, right? Earth is a very special case, I guess. If you're not able to, then you can probably use 2 or 3 of these X's, 2 or 3 of the Magna2 katana. Yeah, this thing here. For HP and stuff. And then, whatever Xeno weapons you're gonna get, or proving grounds you're gonna get. Guys, if there is a Xeno event, or proving ground event, or whatever event, just try and do your best and get whatever you can from the event, alright? Because these modifiers do stack with each other, they multiply on each other. So let's say, I'm going to explain a little bit to this. Okay, so you see different kind of modifiers here, right? There is a normal mod, right? Normal mod is this. Is a normal mod. And then there's the magna mod, right? And then there's the EX mod, the Xeno mod, right? EX mod. Which the best boost you can get is from an Astral Weapon, right? Astral Weapon, which you get from Arcarum. I mentioned that in a previous video. Right? So all these different modifiers in a weapon grid, in a mono element weapon grid, they boost each other. They play off each other and multiply your boost in whatever attack and stats and all that. I'm not going to go too deep into the math into this because I'm not very good at it. Okay, so explain here. See, might, EX might, magna might. So three modifiers, they actually stack with each other. But if you're going for a magna grid, you of course you want more magna weapons in the weapon grid, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? But you also want other modifiers to help boost this uh, stats that you already have from magna. Alright? Okay. Anyways, wind grid. Wind grid. Okay, wind grid, you're gonna use a lot of the harp, right? This harp. Because it gives you crit and it gives you stamina, which is really nice. So, this is my Lucia grid. I'm a Magna plebe, so. This is also a 6 dragon weapon. Ancestral weapons are from 6 dragons. You will eventually get there. When you're rank 151. I'll get to that in another video. You can also mix and match a gacha weapon like this with your Magna grid. One, not too many, because you're using a Magna summon as your main summon, so you want to boost Magna, right? Always remember, whatever main summon you're going to use, you want to boost more of it, more of the weapons in your grid. Okay? Yeah, and then what other grid do we have? Dark. My dark grid is a bit weird. Show you the Lucha grid. Okay, so you do use the Magna 1 claws, which is why I told you to buy these from the shop. Okay? And then, because my grid is a little weird, I don't really want you guys to follow this grid anyways. So I'm using weird stuff. It's not all Magna at all. It's like a little bit of Magna, but I'm still using a Magna main summon. It's really hard to oh, right. I should show you guys the CAOTK grid. Okay, so you're gonna use a lot of the avatar staffs, right? The Abyss Spine for the grid. You can pause the video if I'm going too fast, and you can see the grid, right? Point to note, if there is Rise of the Beast event, please farm that, especially if you are already strong enough, because you can get Rise of the Beast weapons. So Beast weapons, they are all pretty useful for a new player. I would say really useful for a new player. Alright, especially since you get the mats to uncap them from the event itself, right? So there are a lot of beast weapons, different kinds for every element. A lot of them are progression weapons, which as the turns pass, you get more boost. Alright, so a lot of these weapons are really good. You should farm those if the event comes. Alright, and then a lot of random stuff that you'll be able to use. Alright, so yeah, because different main character classes, they use different weapons. So let's say I got this. So if I switch class, let's say I want to do Sage, right? My main weapon, has to fit accordingly to the class that I'm using, right? I have to re-equip a weapon that the main character can use, alright? So in this case, it has to be a staff or a spear. Alright, so what's a staff or spear, which would be probably this? Just randomly, you know? But there are restrictions, so the main weapon has to fit with the class that your main character is at that point in time in that team. So you want a variety of weapons for every element, which is why Rise of the Beast is a good event to grind. And you also are able to farm gold bricks from Rise of the Beast. But in your first Rise of the Beast, based on experience, it's impossible for you to farm any gold bricks because you're gonna spend a lot of time grinding out the weapons instead and trying to get the materials to uncap them. If that makes sense, okay? The second Rise of the Beast is where you're able to farm your gold bricks, and that's probably when you will be able to get your Dark Opus weapons and all that. Okay? Now, I've covered events and that you have to try to clear them as much as you can. Side stories I've done, and hopefully by now you have unlocked Akaram. All right, and hopefully you've gotten a couple of tickets here and there during events and festivals like MacFest. GBF does give you double the amount of tickets, so you get 2 tickets a day to enter and do expeditions. Uh, Clear as high as you can. Go to extreme. Once you complete and clear all the routes, alright, all the different routes, you will be able to unlock Sandbox. Okay, Sandbox for a new player will be a bit difficult at first. I would say you want to get your normal basic Magna grids done properly first before you want to go into Sandbox. But at this point in time, if you're able to clear extreme, you're probably almost there. Um, and Sandbox is where you're able to get all of your fodder, right, for your weapon skill levels and then the weapon XP and all that. Because you will get a ton, okay, let me repeat, a ton of SSR weapons from Sandbox that you are able to reduce or reserve for your chalices, right? So your chalices is this. Is XP for weapons, and then there's a separate one for summons. Right, so as every weapon or summon that you reserve, the XP from that weapon goes into your chalice, right? So it goes up and then increases. But reduce is a different thing entirely. Please do not reduce any gacha weapons that you get that are SSR. Alright, don't reduce anything. Don't reduce any SSR summons that you get from gacha as well. Unless you really, really, really know what you're doing. It's such a waste to reduce all the gacha ones because they are hard to get, okay? You reduce the ones that you farm from, let's say, Magna 1, right? So you get this from Magna 1, or the summon, just reduce this and you get quartz. Alright, at this point in time, it's the right time for you to do this. Reduce it, get quartz, be happy. You can do this quickly here. Alright. And then for weapons, you can reduce whatever. When you reduce them, you get weapon stones. When you reserve them, you get XP and you get skill levels. Right? I'm gonna do both just to show you guys. Alright, so weapon stones, harp stones, dagger stone, bow stone, whatever, reduce it. Then if you reserve it, okay, let's say I reserve this. Alright, my skill level chalice, my anvil, will increase. Alright, the SSR skill level will increase because I reserved SSR weapons. And then I get XP. It's not a lot, but it goes to the weapon XP chalice. This thing here. Right? You can set your auto reserve and all that through settings. What is it under? Is it miscellaneous? Yeah, so weapon threshold, and then you can set to be subject to the reserve feature. And then let's say you get something new, you want to auto reserve it in the future so you don't have to waste time going through your inventory and box. You can just do this, then you, oh wait, you can do like this, and tick auto reserve, right? And then you'll reserve all the time. Every time you get this same weapon, you'll reserve it and you immediately go into your chalice and all that. Alright? I don't suggest you do it for SSR weapons and stuff. But you can do it for SR stuff, right? The silver stuff that you get from events, that whole bunch. Don't do it to rusted weapons, right? Don't reserve them. You're gonna need a lot of them. Keep them in a stash, ideally. Alright, so buy the stash. Right, when you buy a stash, it costs is it 500 gems? You buy it from here, crystals. Is it crystals? Yeah, you buy a weapon stash for 500 crystals. So you can store 300 things inside. And same for summon stash, you can store 300 summons inside. You probably only need one summon stash, but you're gonna need a lot of weapon stashes because you're gonna store a lot of stuff as you progress in the game. Alright? Adding weapon slots is really not worth it unless you're really lazy, I guess, because 100 crystals is kind of expensive for it. Don't do it. And then at this point in time, I assume you are running low on half elixirs and you don't have much AP. You can use your bronze moons. Alright, bronze moons to get half elixirs. 5 bronze moons for 30 half elixirs. Do that if you're running out. I don't suggest you getting any of these. Bad idea. For steel bricks and moonlight stones, which you will need, alright, you can go to the casino, play poker. Right, this is probably the easiest way to get casino chips, which is where you will be able to buy the moonlight stone or the steel brick from the casino. I already bought the half elixirs from casino, so I can't really show you. But you can get half elixirs from the casino as well. Alright. And your next power check would probably be at rank 151, where you unlock the 6 dragon raids, right? Rank 151 or higher. So they drop the dragon weapons, right? But before that, I think you need to clear Linworm. Linworm is unlocked at rank 120. So you're gonna clear this. You're gonna need to farm this as well. For Primarchs. Technically, let's say for the Archangel Halos and stuff, right? These and the Animas, I would highly suggest. Sorry, my bad. Highly suggest that you guys join trains. Trains are co-op, where you actually join rooms that people create, right? You click raid, right? Join the rooms, and then normally for those raids that I just suggested, there'll be like 30 people in the raid, in the room, so it will die really quickly. You just have to tap the raid, you know, deal a little bit of damage, and then you'll be able to get the drops. So it's really fast. You can spend like 10 minutes. You can do like 30 runs of the raid really quickly. If all else fails, there's no room for the raid that you want, you can host it yourself. Alright. Just click raid, create a room, impossible, yada yada. Follow the GBF wiki on the raid, the specific raid that you want to go for. 30. Alright. 30 times repeating. Yeah, just do that and then type in the Japanese words on the GBF wiki for the specific raid. And then choose the raid, right? So let's say like this, and then okay, I'm gonna choose the raid. Let's say I'm do Linworm, right? So you just play, and then you create a room. Right, see? So now you're in the room, and you just wait for people to join, When there's 30 people, you can click start and just go. Alright? Always remember to choose your support summon for your party that you're going to use. And that's pretty much it. Just make use of trains, guys. It's probably the fastest way for you to get materials that you will need to, let's say, awaken your characters or uncap your seraphic weapons. A lot of uses for it, right? But I mean, it's an ungodly time right now, so there's no rooms. If it's in like the daytime, there'll be more rooms and stuff. All right. So I'll be back with another video, going with rank 151 and onwards, what you should do. Alright? Rank 151 will be a bit longer to hit, I guess. It took me about 1.5 months or 2 months to hit rank 151. So I'll be back with another video, guys. Hopefully this video has been informative. Alright? See you guys. Ciao.